Welcome to the Jen Cares Powered by Chozen Live podcast, a podcast that brings the community to you. Each week, we feature a guest that will help us stay in the know. We are here every Monday at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to like, comment, and share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Now here's your host, Jen Cares.
Well, good evening and welcome to Jen Cares, powered by Chozen Counselors. I am your host, Jen Cares, the founder of Chozen Counselors, a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire, motivate, empower, and strengthen individuals and families. As always, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in, for catching a replay, for liking, for commenting, for sharing, for subscribing to our YouTube channel, for liking our Facebook page. I truly do appreciate each and every one of you. Friends, because it is February, we are starting off the month, each segment with a tribute to Black history. Today's tribute goes to Gerald Anderson Lawson. Gerald Jerry Lawson led the team that developed the first home video gaming system with interchangeable cartridges, paving the way for future systems like Atari and Super Nintendo. Now, I like that Super Nintendo, so thank you, Mr. Jerry. So today we honor Gerald Anderson Lawson for our Black History Month. Woo-hoo. All right, friends, we're going to get on into it. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed last week as we kicked off our Boss Up series with Davida Garfield Benson, such a sweet person, as we talked about business balls. Because when doing your business, you want somebody that knows what they're doing while feeling comfortable, knowing that they're going to handle your baby as you will handle that baby, okay? But also somebody that's going to hold us accountable, okay? Because if we're trying to be a business boss, we got to be able to do things the right way and make sure we keep our things in order so that we don't lose that business, because then we're not that boss no more, okay? Tonight's segment is Community Boss. I met Robin, who was our guest through a mutual friend, Dr. Cynthia Chestnut, who was also a guest on Jen Cares. And then from that connection, it has just been amazing. And when thinking of somebody about Community Boss, Sis is the one, okay? She is connected. If you don't know where to go, you can connect with her and she can help you out. And today we're going to talk about what it means to be a community boss. You want to be sociable, open, kind, and things of that sort. And I'm telling you, when she comes on, you're just going to know she's a community boss. So help me welcome the amazing Robin Shine Maddox for Community Boss.
Hey, Jen.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
It's a good day. It's a good day.
It's a good day. Yes, it is a good day. In spite of the challenges, it's a good day.
It's a good day.
Yeah, we got to decree those things. We got to speak those things. Life and death is in the what? Power of the tongue.
Yes, it is.
And no matter what things look like or what you experience, it's still a good day.
Still a good day. That's my motto. I was telling one of my friends today, I was like, have a good day. And I said, oh, wait. She said, yes. I said, it's a good day. She said, bye, Jen. She tells me I'm going to say it but so many times in a day. I said, it's all right. I can do it a different way. It's an amazing day. It's a sunshiny day. It should be over me. But like you said, that power that's in our tongue, I'm going to proclaim that it's an amazing day, a sunshiny day. Come hell or high water, I am still grateful to be alive and to be able to enjoy this thing called life.
You said the G word, grateful.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So over here at Jen Cares, we always start with a quote of the day. And today's quote of the day is, your very being means that you have purpose. Your very being means that you have purpose. What are your thoughts on this quote?
Well, wait a minute. First of all, I'm like, wait a minute. Did I say that? She is unknown. I think that was Robin Shine Maddox. No, I'm only joking. No, but I have that quote written in my journal.
Oh.
Your very being, who you are, has purpose.
Yes.
You know what? For many of us, we have to like sit in that for a while just to think about it. Like, yeah, I do have purpose. My presence, me being in the room, me showing up. whether I have money in my pocket or not, right? Because it's not always all about the money, right? But know what your very being, the essence of who you are, and we're what? We're created in the image and likeness of God, right?
Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love
Just
it.
that alone, right? So
Yes.
we show up. We may not have all the answers, but that's okay. Our very being, the essence of who we are, and we're created for greatness, right?
Yes,
It's
yes,
okay.
yes.
We're on our way somewhere, destiny. We may not see it right in front of us, but we're on this road, this plan, right? Our purpose that
Yeah.
God has for our lives, no matter who you are.
Mm.
No matter your gender, no matter what your economic status is, no matter if you were a foster kid, adopted, right? You got your very being. Show up.
Yes.
Show up. Yeah.
Yes. Now in my head, I'm a journalist a little bit, so I had to do some research. And when I was doing some research, I came across that. I said, "Oh, this is nice. We got to bring this back because I want her to uplift us with these words because our very being has a purpose, and sometimes we don't think we have a purpose."
Exactly. And I believe part of that is because our environment, our culture, who we are connected to, who we spend or where we spend most of our times,
Yes.
that clouds our
Yes.
heads,
Come
right?
on.
It
Mm-hmm.
gets in the way, right? It suppresses it weighs heavy on us.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean, what weighs heavy is, our situations, right? The current circumstances in life, right? That
Mm-hmm.
it just presses down and we forget
Yes.
who
Mm-hmm.
we are, and it's okay, as I said earlier, if we don't have the answer or the answers, it's okay. And
Yes.
please hear me when I say it's okay if we don't have the means or um uh the education. I'm not saying it's okay like to excuse it. No, that's your desire. Go after those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But first it starts with you, the inner being of you, right? And ask yourself the question, why? Why do I want $100,000 in my bank account, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I dress this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we really got to start thinking, why do I want to live in this location or another location? Why do I want to choose this career path? And as we're asking ourselves those questions and really sitting in it, right? Not just
Mm.
saying why, okay, because my girlfriend is doing, nah, why? Because other people are doing, no, no,
Yes.
because it comes right back to why me? Why do I have this yearning, this desire, these dreams, right? Because I really believe once we really tap into that, our
Mm-hmm.
purpose, and we'll begin to, we find ourselves start thinking even more like, yeah, I really do like colored pencils and crayons and just seeing colors. So, let me kind of go in that direction and perhaps explore art, being an
Mm-hmm.
artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or a fashion designer, right? Imagine
Yes.
this, but it's so you're not doing it for others, you're doing it for you, your purpose. You're exploring who and why God put this interest, this desire, these gifts and talents inside of me. And then just go for it. Go for it. And don't get hung up on the time frame. No, baby. Because then you know what? You find yourself making more excuses as to why I am not doing
Mm.
as opposed to doing. Someone said, you know what? You got to ride the process.
Mm.
Write it out. You got to, that's
Yes.
part of it. That's
Mm-hmm.
part of your experience, right? It all works together. It does. It does. So your purpose, the very essence of who I am, with a wig on or without a wig, with a weave in my hair or without a weave in my hair, right?
Yes.
Hair
Yes.
and going bald headed, right? It
Yes.
doesn't. Yeah. We gotta look ourselves down to the nitty gritty, right? Because
Yes.
and that's that self love, right? We begin to really
Mm.
embrace and love. I love my big nose, and so someone says something about your nose, or someone says something about your hips or your lips, right? Ah, you're created. It's you. You're
Yeah.
unique. That's
Yeah.
you. Your purpose. Walk in it, baby. Walk in it. And I'll
Mm.
just quote someone who we all know and have heard of recently over the past year. And that was the diva herself, Shirley Ralph. And she said, let me say it right, Shirley Ralph Hughes. And
Mhm.
she made this statement. It was so true because she was talking about, growing up and not just her, but how people would, tease Black women, because they're big nose and big lips, the whole 9 yards, and their big hips. And I'm not quoting her exactly, but basically she said, and now others are paying for what we were born with.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, listen,
Yes.
sit in it, embrace you, right?
Embrace you.
The very essence of you,
Mm.
and go on
Whew.
a purpose.
We all starting good already. Your very being means that you have purpose, friends. I hope that you grab those nuggets from what Ms. Robin just shared, and just being embracing who we are. That self-love piece. As we're coming, into the season of love, we're in the season of love. I was just on my TikTok of the day of sharing how hoping that you're loved beyond just this season, but that we first love ourselves as well. Because sometimes we're just trying to be there for other people, and I'm learning this. I'm learning this. I gotta be there for me too sometimes, because of my
Show up,
purpose. I
show
gotta
up
show up
for
for me.
you. Show up for you. And
Yes.
one way of showing up for you is using this 2-letter word. You can say no, no, thank you. Thank you for considering me. Oh, I'm honored that you thought of me. But you know what? I have to pass. I'm going to decline. But thank you. That 2-letter word, no. I'm
Yes.
telling you, is
Yes.
life changing. You got to
Yes.
show up for you.
Mm.
Because you know what? When you or I and others, whether we're dead and gone or we're no longer at that job, guess what? You're going to be replaced. Hear me? Quick, fast, in a hurry.
Yes.
You got to show up for you.
Mm.
Do it.
I love it. I love it. Friends, again, we're getting off to a great start. I have gathered some questions and things, but if you have any questions, any thoughts, be sure to drop them down below. But in this part of showing up for you, a big piece of that too is if I can't do it, who can I go to? Hence, community boss, right? So knowing about our community that, it really does take a village to do some of the things we're doing,
Yeah,
right?
no man is an island. Yeah, no man is an island. Can't do it
Yeah.
alone.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So before I get into that piece of how you are the community boss in my world, because I mean you are connected, ma'am. Could you share with our viewers a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so many of you, and those who don't know, yes, my name is Robin Shine Maddox, and I am the daughter of the late, and I hate saying that word because it's my dad, but Reverend Dr. Robert P. Shine and Barbara Shine. I'm the oldest. A lot of people think I'm the only child. I don't know why they think that. I am a daddy's girl, but a lot of people think I'm the only child. But no, it's a total of 4 of us. It's
Okay.
a total of 4 of us. There's so many things I could say about myself because I love myself and I love what I do. I'm an extrovert. It's probably you all already know that, pick that up, right? I am a born again Christian, unapologetically. I love Jesus. Yes, I do.
Yes,
Yes, I
yes,
do, right? And I love God's people. Yes, I do. Yes, I
yes,
do.
yes.
And so, I just that's me. I love my job. Oh my gosh, I've said that for years. I love my job. I do consider myself, and others have said, I am a people person. I'm a connector.
Mhm.
Jen, and I often share this. When I was in high school, but more so in college, um, one of my dearest friends now, he and his wife live in Tennessee. He's a pastor of a church, and he would go around campus and say, if you want anything, you want people to know about stuff or things that's happening, telephone. Now I'm telling my age, right? Because we had the telephones in the dorms, right? So it's
Yes.
like telephone, telegraph, tele Robin. She look what PJ just said. She is a
Connected.
connector. Now,
Yes.
honestly, part of me, I think I got that by just my dad and who he was and what he did. But I enjoy and I love people. I really
Mhm.
do. And God has afforded me the opportunity
Yes.
by way of my career, right?
Mhm.
Um, to work for and to utilize my knowledge, skills, abilities, and my time volunteering to work for so many people in places and spaces,
Mhm.
positions, right?
Yeah.
And God has just blessed me that way, right? Afforded me that opportunity, and I enjoy it. So, if I'm sitting in a meeting or, having conversations with others, it's amazing to me how my mind will say, wait a minute, I got to connect such and such with this person here. Hey, I need you to connect with that. And it just happens. It's organic.
Yes.
It's natural. It's a gift, right? I believe it is a gift. I just love connecting people. I get a kick out of it. I really do. And
Yeah.
especially when the outcomes or the intended outcomes are realized, right?
Mhm.
I'm like, wow. And I'm like, I'm on to the next project, and the next thing that's me. And I'm a mom.
Mhm.
I'm a mom of a wonderful young adult, and she's doing her thing. And I have to brag a little bit because she's in a doctoral program at Drexel University. She's an alma mater. She's a graduate of my alma mater undergrad, and now she's at Drexel doing her thing. And I am now. This is where I get choked up. I am a breast cancer survivor,
Yes. Yes.
and it was the pain mentally, physically, emotionally, that God spoke to me, and He used that and said, listen, daughter, I'm creating a platform for you to stand upon and to invite other people on this stage to empower, to inspire, and to offer hope as each and every one that I come in contact with will pursue their purpose, realize their dreams. Who would have known pain can turn things around?
Yes.
And now the very thing that had you, you stand on it.
Yes. Yes.
You stand on it and you use it to bless, to support, to encourage others. And so I am a cancer survivor.
Yes.
And that's how, and I'm quite sure we'll get into it. That's how the nonprofit, not the nonprofit, the conference, She Shines Conference was
Mhm.
birth, excuse me.
Yeah.
And so that's it. I'm just a people person, and I love
Yeah.
that.
Yes. I love that you said you love your job. Everybody can't say that.
Okay, but I do.
And that's a blessing. And I think it's because you get to connect with so many people, you get to help so many people. um I have a couple people that I could go out in public with. I'm like, oh my gosh, is that? Oh my gosh, is that? And I tease them. I'm not going to say them. But you're one of those people as well. Like, you could go up Robin, like, oh my gosh, Robin. You know a lot of people. And it's not of you like putting yourself on a spotlight or anything. It's just you being yourself, you connecting and knowing resources and really trying to connect dots. People like, oh yeah, go over here. I want you, meet with them. And it's not about you. You are pushing people to the forefront, to be up there. What you're like, no, we taking over the world together. And that's so amazing that you have that capacity to do, because some people not always like that. So one, we celebrate you for how you are that connector to help us, be connected with somebody that we didn't think that we would connect with.
Well, you know what? It's funny you should say that. But first of all, I've never ever saw myself like it's just like I said, it just comes organically. It's just
Yeah,
natural for me,
yeah,
and it goes back when I was a kid, right?
yeah.
So, and the other thing is, Jen, it wasn't until my adulthood, right?
Mhm.
And it dawned on me, and we can have another conversation about this. But as I mentioned, my maiden name is Shine.
Yes.
I I will say, because others have said it, Robin, you are a reflection of your last name. You always bring light.
Mm-hmm.
You bring shine. And you know what's funny, Jen? Growing up, I did not like my last name because I was
Mm-hmm.
always teased, always teased. I did not. I was tall,
Mm-hmm.
right? Had a big nose, and my last name was Shine. And I did not like my last name. And plus, S comes little at almost at the end of the alphabet,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did not. What? Seriously, I did not
Mm-hmm.
like that last name. I was embarrassed, because people, and I don't. When people say things, some kids can be
Right.
mean, even some
Mm-hmm.
adults, right?
Yes. Yes.
And call you names and things like that. And I didn't understand it then. But as I go older and really in my adulthood, I'm like, oh, the light went off. I'm like, this is what I do, right? This is my desire to bring shine to people's lives, right?
Yes.
So now I love my maiden name, my last name. Well, it's Maddox, but it's Shine. Listen, love it. I so tickled because I'm like, unlike many people, at least
Mhm.
my last name is in the Bible, right? Matthew 5:16. Let your light
Yes.
so what? Shine.
Shine.
My name is in there. So,
Yes.
yeah, but I just want people to know that because and here's the thing, sometimes in life, as we go through life, there's some things that we don't like, we're ashamed of. Come on. We're embarrassed about, right? But not knowing then, right? But the Lord will allow you to come into the awareness of, but that's purpose. I gave
Yes.
you that name, right?
Mhm.
And for a purpose, right? And so now I sit in it, I embrace it, right? I love it. And I have no problems always saying, shine, 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 Robin, shine, Maddox, Robin. But yeah, so sometimes in life, and it may not be your name, sometimes in life, we will experience some things, right? Like I
Mhm.
said, the embarrassment and the shame, right? But keep living, keep walking and going through it and see how that works for you as
Yes.
opposed to against you.
And it's definitely working for you. Now we have a bodyguard in the audience. They said if adults being mean to you, send me their addresses.
I won't even ask who that person is.
But it's true, and we're not always honest there because sometimes we as adults not always nice.
No,
Because
we're
we hate
not.
because we're not shining like you're shining. And it's funny
Right.
that you said Matthew 5:16, because that's like the base scripture for chosen of letting your light so shine before men so that they'll see your good works and give glory to God. Because it's all grace to him that we're able to do anything that we're doing. So
Right.
yeah, so we're shining over here too with you. We're
We all
shining with you.
right. It's bright
Yes.
enough. The sun is bright enough, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So this is so good. So with you being this connector or collaborator and motivator, why are they so important for what it is that you do? And why is it important for others to do that if they too want to be a community boss?
You know why it's important? Because um it people, and I've been told, people will leave my presence, or after I've spoken with them or engaged in conversation, whether over phone, text, or whole 9 yards, and then many people will come back, and not only them, but they tell their friends, right? And it's like, wow, you really lifted my spirits.
Mm,
You were really helpful.
yes.
Wow. Right? And you really made my day.
Yeah.
Wow. And in the world that we live in today, right? We're so inundated with, like you said, hate, crime,
Mm,
evil. And that's, you're a therapist. So that
yeah.
stuff weighs
Yeah.
heavy, even if
Yeah.
it's not you directly, whether you're the
Mhm,
perpetrator or the victim, right? But
mhm.
nonetheless, it weighs on you. It's
Yes.
spirit, and it gets inside of you. And then you wonder why. I don't want to eat that. Nah, beep, beep, get out the way. We begin to, react and respond to that. And so, a little bit of kindness, a smile, a kind, gentle word, right? Um, Goes a long way.
Long way.
It goes a long way. And you never know how it will affect people. You know, they may start their day off really well and all happy, but midday something happens, it knocks them off kilter, the whole 9 yards. You know, the baby's crying, you got to go pick up your kid from school because he's starting to fight in school, you know, kicking and screaming. So all this is going on. And as humans, right? You know, I really believe we want someone just to say, you know, hey, you look nice. Or that's a nice hairstyle.
Yes.
It lifts our spirit. Or you have a pretty smile. It lifts our spirit. Those things still could be going on, and we have to address those things, right? Those issues, those matters. But nonetheless, someone took the time. A commodity, something that we can't get back, right? Someone took the time just to be nice, just to go out of their way, right? For me, for you. And that means a lot. It really does. And let me tell you a little secret. It's not really a secret, but let me tell you something, because I live this thing out, right? Now I'm not always perfect, but let me say this. I have found this to be so true. You reap what you sow. Hear me. Because there are days when my day may not be so uppity. But someone will come along and just say a kind word to me. Or I receive a text, right? Or something like that. So we gotta be careful what we sow. Okay? Because you never know how and when and what manner is going to come back. So I just believe we just need to come on, because it's in us. It's in us, right? It's in us. And so let's just be kind to one another. Yes, we're going to have our good days and bad days, right? So let's navigate through that, right? Call Jen if you need a quick 3 minutes therapy session, right? But yes. And just know we're going through the process, and know every day is not full of warm and fuzzy, but it's what our mothers would say, mothers of the church, and our mothers would say, those trials, we heard this, will come to make us strong. You don't know how much strength we have and what we endure until you go through, when you're in it, right? You'll be surprised. And not only that, you talked about other people, you coming alongside of you, to hold you up. That's so important. As we're out in the community, serving, helping, and disseminating information, and not being stingy with your resources and your information. Hear me and hear me well. Hear me and hear me well, right? Just because I know X, Y, and Z, and X, Y, and Z is the head of a company, right? X, Y, and Z, very well, he may or she may, share some information. I may hear some things, that I wasn't aware of before, right? And then a month or two, or maybe a week later, hear someone who has a need or has an idea, right? Why should I hold on to that information? If I can make that contact, it's a win. It's a win. It's a win for him, for her, for our community, right? Let's, as they say, share the wealth. Let's just share. Let's share the wealth, right? Knowing that we're in this together. We operate. We may independent. We do. We have our own. Our purpose, our callings, our interests, right? But we can't do this by ourselves. So, and be kind to people. I keep saying that word, but we got to be kind to people. And no means no, right? And we have to respect the no. That doesn't mean, she can't be bothered with us anymore. She can't, do no. Let's respect the no, because you have to be committed and do our due diligence in creating and building and enhancing what is placed in our hands to do. We got to be good stewards.
Yes. I like this. You talked about being stingy, and sometimes with community resources, we'll have a plug and we don't want to share it for whatever the reason. But sometimes you share the plug, if they charging, that's helping them to continue to grow. That might help you in the long run too, because like, oh, thanks for putting me on to X, Y, and Z. And that strengthens that relationship. And sometimes us not sharing can sometimes do a little damage. But we also want to be careful, because I have a friend and he'll sometimes put people onto his plug and then he'll go and do bad. So if I give you the resource, you got to treat them right.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. And we also have to be wise.
Yes.
We got to use wisdom. Absolutely. Because you can't, I know people are going to be upset with me right now, but you can't share everything with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you and I, we have this relationship, business relationship, the whole nine yards, and somebody comes along the way and say, hey, you know what? I'm looking for a therapist or, someone to come and speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because what's important, we got to go back. Let's go back to character, right?
Yes.
Credibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having a proven track record, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be mindful. So when I say let's not be stingy, but also let us be wise.
Yes.
And how we share and disseminate and who we share it with. No. Because your credibility, and you worked hard to get to where you are today. Come on, baby, right?
Yes.
You stayed up late at night, right? Making the calls and doing the research and reading and making connections, right? And then the nerve of me coming to you and say, hey, Jen, can you give me all what you have, right? For free, right? But then you don't even possess the knowledge, skills, and abilities, the acumen, right? The discipline to handle it. Absolutely not. No, okay, we really need to talk about this. Seriously.
Yes.
The connector, the person who knows different people, but no, that's not happening.
But wait, while we're here, can we also talk about where it's like, oh, Robin sent me, Jen sent me, when they use your name to get in?
We won't go down that road. How many times that has happened? I'm like, and you know what?
Saying, if you use a name, do right, because they're going to come back.
Not only come back. Here's the thing, though. With me now, many of those will say, Robin ain't send you. Because I know Robin. Because they know one of the things that I would at least give them the courtesy call or text. Hey, look, heads up. No, so Robin ain't do that, right? Now you got to be embarrassed, right? But you did it to yourself. But no, that's all.
Friends, and being a community boss, right? You get connected with different resources, but when you're connected to these resources, please, please, please do that name proud of who sent you.
Yes,
because it's not there, but like, Robin, you sent such and such over. Because we could talk a good game sometimes, and we want these resources, we want these hookups all the time, but then we're still not even coming with a professional kick. So making sure that when we're being connected to amazing people that are going to really help push us into our purpose, that we're showing up and being mindful of who sent us.
Yes, you mentioned professional. Here's last year, something I came up with for me, and I just begin to share with others, but and we're working on putting something more structured in place. A couple other people, and because you have community boss, and when you sent me the invitation and I saw the word boss, right, I'm like, yes, I'm on it, right? Because for me, for She Shines boss, acronym B, boundaries. You got to establish boundaries for yourself. You have to, right? O, you can use as organized. I use the letter O for order. You got to have some order in your life.
I love it.
Right? S, structure. You have to have some structure in place. Baby, don't try to build a house and you don't have the framework, the foundation, you don't have the structure. No, because it'll be crumbling down, right? And then the last S is systems. What systems do you have in place that you're going to use to operate what you do? And not only what you do, but who you are. What systems do you have in place for you? Like, what boundaries do you have? So, Jen, I'm telling you, you guys heard it first here on her show.
Yes.
She shouts boss, BOSS, boundaries. And it takes some time. You got to sit. I keep saying this. You have to sit in it for a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marinate on it. Think on it for yourself. You want to, because we're so quick to throw out these trendy terms and phrases, boss lady, boss man, queen. What does that mean?
Yes.
What does that mean first to you? And how are you applying that in your life? Don't be talking about, oh, I'm a boss. And your stuff is raggedy, you're raggedy. You understand what I'm saying? You know, how you interact with other people, your communication, you know, whether it's verbal or written, okay? All of that, right? You have to have boundaries to be taken serious. You know, you got to have some boundaries. You need to have some thou shalt not. Okay?
Thou shalt not.
Yes, right. Thou shalt not. That's not being legalistic. No, right. Because think about it, Jen. Those who drive a car, or maybe you don't have your license, but you have either rode in a car, a bus, train, whatever, right? Let's use the Schuylkill Expressway, right? For those of you who are not familiar with Philadelphia, Schuylkill Expressway, okay, that's like a main thoroughfare or a main road. When you are on the Schuylkill Expressway, right, you know there's a lot of winding, curves, right? On the side, there are guardrails. Okay, y'all not listening. That's keeping you within the bounds.
I love it. I say this all the time. Yes.
It's keeping you within the bounds, right, of where you're going, right? Yeah. How much space you have, right, to maneuver, right? Because if those guardrails were not there, we have a lot of people who don't pay attention while they're driving because they're texting and on their phone and doing some other things, right? You have some people who are inebriated on the road, right? You have some people who are in the car arguing with the other passengers in the car, so they're not paying attention. And if it wasn't for the guardrail, so to speak, you would be just jumped erratically and then wind up, going over. Those guardrails are there to protect us. Yes. Right? It's not taking away our freedom.
Come on.
It's not taking away, that's my truth. What? No. It's a purpose. There we go, that word again. For the guardrails. There's a purpose for us to have boundaries in our lives. Yes. Then you're going to wind up complaining and talking. You disrespected me. Respect. I command respect. I demand respect. So we have to have those boundaries. We have to be organized. We have to have some order in our lives, right? That we first have to adhere to before we expect others to adhere to. Why are you going to have an expectation from other people and you don't even have it for yourself? Structure and systems. And every now and then revisit that, because you're going to have to tweak it, because guess what? Life keeps moving and things happen in life, right? Nice. And so it's not a constant, right? There's always some changes. So you have to adapt to the change in order to stay, focused, and in order to to keep on your path, your purpose path. So I don't know how we got here, Jen, but
I love it. The guardrails are one of my favorite analogies, because even before you get to those rails, it's like I don't know how to say it, but like if you get out of your lane, you hit a blip, 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 blip before you get to that rail. Exactly. And you're getting out of rounds and things of that sort. And that's like your trigger to let you know, wait, you got to get back in, because if we keep going, You're gonna stare off, and we gotta be mindful of our boundaries. We gotta be mindful of our triggers. Even this weekend, I had to address some triggers of mine. I was I was just overextending myself, you know. And you when you was like, you know, if you need a 3-minute session with Jen, no, I'm learning some boundaries, because if we're gonna be friends, we're gonna be friends. I can't be listening to your problems and help you all the time. We can process sometimes, but that's not my job. Let me get you to a therapist, because some people take advantage and want you, but they ain't there for you, but God bless. But these boundaries, if we're not aware of the boundaries and the triggers in our lives, we're going to get walked all over.
All the time. You best believe. And what you were talking about, I think the wheel treads or something, or
Yes.
on the street,
Yes.
right? And you called them triggers, right? What came to mind was warnings. Or warning. How many times people have come through to us, or we seen something, or we heard something, and we didn't recognize that was a warning? No, because we're not, we're not thinking that, right? It's like, oh, you don't want me to, you're hating, or Dad, Mom, how come Dad, right? And so God will send us a warning, a heads up. And we got to be careful, because the very thing that you may discount, don't pay attention to, don't like, could be the very thing that is used as a warning.
And since we're here, let's just stay here on this street right here. Okay. Because warning comes before destruction. So if I don't take heed to the warning, when it goes off, I could have nipped this in the bud a little bit earlier. And we've all been victim of letting something go on too far. And then it's a whole hurricane, tsunami, volcano, avalanche, tornado, all of that at one time. But if we are aware of the warning signs.
Wait a minute, Jen, you just said something about me. Real quick. Last Friday, I was in a meeting with my boss, right? Mm-hmm. And so we were planning an event that was happening the very next day, that Saturday, right? Now, Jen, I had my cell phone. And so, he's sending me things, and, and I'm okay, let me print this out, right? All of a sudden, my screen, everything just got just froze up, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what in the world is happening? And so I kept hitting my phone, right? Then I turned it off. Then I tried to turn it back on again. Then you had to put in your security code, and then it just kept getting stuck. Now I'm in this meeting. Listen, time is of the essence, right? Can't get this thing to work. Now I'm gonna be honest. I have dropped that phone 50 million times, and on the side, of the it was cracked, right? Okay. But not that bad. Now listen to this. I said repeatedly, I'm not buying another iPhone. I'm not, they cost too much. They're getting over on us. I'm going to hold on to this thing. And I've said this for quite some time until it's I don't care. Yes. Well, my daughter, Mom, you need a new phone. I'm not getting a phone. I'm not paying that kind of money for, no, absolutely not, right? Come on. Well, the joke was on me. Honey, in the middle, time sensitive, meaning I could not perform. I couldn't do my work, right? And I'm like, this is crazy. And it happened on a Friday, late afternoon. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I gotta go. So I gotta go to see. Let me see if I can just go down to the St. Line Avenue to the store. I won't give their name, right? Go to the store and see if they can fix it real fast, right? Because cheap me, not cheap me, but I'm not spending all this money, right? And I'm like, nah, they can fix it. They can fix it. Yeah. And I said, oh my God, went there, and the girl looked at me and she said, ma'am, it's not only time for a new phone, but you can get an upgrade. This has been in the system for years that you can get for upgrade, but you didn't get you never came in for upgrade. No, I'm not buying another phone. Ma'am, you need another phone. It's just over, right?
Yes.
Here's the lesson. I walked out of there, of course, with a new phone, right? And it's an upgrade. And when I got to the car, I just started laughing.
Mm.
What hit me was, Robin, you said out your mouth that you would never ever, you will hold on to this phone for dear life. You're not buying another phone.
Mm.
Forget it. No matter if it was malfunction or not, you was going to hold on to it.
Yes.
And this is what came to me. Look what happens when you hold on to broken things.
Mm.
You keep holding on to something that is broken, that is not working no matter what, until you
Mm.
find yourself now in dire need, right? And you
Mm.
have to get rid of it in order for you
Ooh.
to get the new, to get what is better. How many of us are holding on to things, holding on relationships, holding on to broke phones, right? Broken down
Mm.
cars, right? But we all we think of is the perspective. I can't
Mm.
afford, I can't afford, I can't afford. You'd be surprised how much, just $20 extra now I'm paying for, this new phone.
Mm.
But I was holding on to something, determined. I am not letting it go. And here, God was trying to pry. My daughter was like, Mom, get a new phone. Right? My mother, you got to get a new phone. The whole 9 yards, trying to pry something that was not working.
Mm.
How many of us do that? Holding on to stuff,
Yes.
holding on to people, right? Holding on to jobs, right? Come on now. And
Yes.
not having the faith and say, God, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to release, I'm going to let it go. And when you let it go, when I let that phone go, I got a better phone that works, right? that works.
Yes.
So that stress, that pressure, I don't have to deal with anymore, right?
Yes.
Sometimes in life, you got to just let it go.
Mm.
We hold on too long to the broken, hoping, praying that it's going to turn out. And and people are the warning, remember? The warning.
Yes.
So we get the warnings, but we want to ignore the warning. I'm done. That's it. Let go. Go. And that was me. So I'm telling y'all about me, right? Holding on to something that was broken for the longest time. I really want people to hear this, right? And I sat in the car and I started laughing. I'm like, oh my God, you love me that much that I've wind up in a crisis, if you will, right? I had no other choice but to let it go. So I share with those who are listening, don't wait like I waited when you get to a point where you have no other choice, right? Just release it. Let him, let her, let it. It could be your past, the trauma from your childhood. Get the help that you need, right? The trauma from your relationships, right? The low self-esteem. Get the help, but let it go, because that's bondage.
Yes.
I was bound to a broken phone. Oh, broken.
Bound to a broken phone.
I can't. It had me in chains. I'm laughing, but it's the truth. Yeah. And I said, wow.
But how we are bound, and all still in line with what we talking about being community boss and things. Sometimes we're bound to something because we just feel comfortable with it, not knowing that we can't get the support of somebody else. We don't have to do things alone. Apple, they had a payment plan for you where it was just $20 more. But because we want to fight against, we want to resist against, I can do it, I can make it. Yes, you can. But sometimes we still need the help of somebody else. As much as we want to say all these things about groceries and things, we still got to go to the store to get it. I mean, you could have some chickens out in the backyard. I might want a couple myself with how eggs are costing. But it still requires just a little bit more. We need somebody else. The clothes that we wear, we can make them, but somebody else made that sewing machine. Somebody else did that thread. Somebody else did the
Right.
material that we use. So we still need people. So we can't be so rigid thinking, no, it's okay, it's going to work. And then at a crucial moment, the phone goes dead. It's like, because I'm holding on to something that's dead. That's good.
That listen, that was me 2 Fridays ago. Lessons learned. Listen, lessons learned.
Prayers. We do not have to go through things alone. We do not have to do things alone.
Get rid of the stress. Yeah. You gotta. So, what else you got for me? What else? Oh, you still sitting there? You still sitting there?
Because I've been there. I've been there where I've been holding on to something that I needed to let go of. Or just not hold so tight to as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to proceed. What they say, it's okay to proceed with caution. Yeah, because we're human, right? It's you may not know what's behind the other door, right? And you want to know really what's behind the door, but there's fear, your trepidation, there's hindrance. It's the oh my God, the what ifs.
Yes.
That family, the what if family, what if this? What if, right? But sometimes we just have to take that risk, take that step of faith, and do it scared, right? Do it with caution, but you will never be able to fulfill the plan that God has for you if you don't take that step of faith, right? Because you never know what's on the other side. And you're right. And I think that's it, because you don't know what's on the other side. But you have to start believing and thinking, right? If you got to that door and the door is unlocked, then okay, go through it, right? Yes. And you know what? And like you said, maybe you need a buddy, a friend, a sister friend to go with you through that door, right? But get hesitant, because you never know what's on the other side, right? It's like The Price is Right. Do you want to do number one?
Yes.
Right? So you gotta you just do it, and life is like that because it's full of transitions.
Yes.
So you're either going to stay there and not move forward, or you're going to say, you know what, God, either way, I believe you. And I'm trusting you, right? Yeah. And that when I'm going to cross over, because again, that's me. We don't have time to talk about it, but that was me when my father passed January a year ago, and planning the conference. And I'm like, I knew that was what God called me to do, but it was that transition.
Yes.
He was the wind beneath my wings. And Jesus said, yeah, I know he was, but guess what? I created the wind.
Yeah.
And the wings, right? So, I would just encourage people, face your fears, do your homework, research, talk to other people, say, hey, can you hold my hand, as I'm going down this path, right? Go ahead and pursue your dreams, so they can be realized, right? Go ahead and pursue your purpose on your way to your destination. And while you're on that path, that journey, just be kind to people. Extend help, word of wisdom, pearls of wisdom, offer a helping hand. And you know what? Sometimes, even in your sacrifice, there's still a blessing.
Yes.
When you sacrifice for others, right? Yes. And you just continue to do it. That's it. Just continue. And when you fall, get back up, honey. You're not the only person that fell. If everybody fell and they still laying there, we couldn't get nowhere. No, it's okay. Learn from the fall.
Learn from the fall.
And learn to laugh at yourself.
Yes.
Learn to laugh at yourself. It's okay, right?
It's
Tomorrow
okay.
It may be you. Today it's me.
Okay. Yes.
And lastly, extend grace.
Yes.
Use wisdom, but extend grace.
Yes. Yes.
Don't let people get over on you
Mm.
or manipulate you, take advantage of you, right? But extend grace. It's the wisdom, the discernment. You'll know.
Mm-hmm. Sorry,
Mhm.
that nugget was for me because sometimes I gotta remember that too. Because
Mhm.
in being a community person, you want to help people, you want them to be connected, and sometimes you overextend yourself more than what they're doing.
Did that.
Because you're trying to help them and you want it more than they want it for themselves. And we got to
Mhm.
find that balance. We got to know, am I enabling them? Am I helping them to be dependent on me or independent? Because I got to lead you to the, I got, what's it? I give you the fish or I teach you how to fish. I need to teach you how to fish so that when I can't go, when life is calling me somewhere else, you still know how to handle business to make sure your family is fed.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Exactly. That balance that you said. And yes, we people like myself and like you, we have to learn, and it's hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not easy, but we have to learn how not to make sure we are not enabling
Mm-hmm.
people,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
especially when you have the kind of makeup that like me that I have.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
to make sure, because I've experienced that many a times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even though my intentions, I'm thinking I'm helping them, but only to find out, I'm
Yeah.
enabling them,
Yeah.
and it's okay, no, it's okay, and because you're communicating, hey, I'm respecting me, and I place value on
I
me.
place value on me.
Yes, I place
Mm,
value. My
mm.
word, I place value on me. So I'm
I
not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you steal from me. No, you get locked up. You try to steal something from Walmart and see, well, or another store, right? Mm-mm.
I place value on me. I'm taking that one to the bank. Because
Take
when
it.
we place value on ourselves, we take better care of ourselves.
That's it.
Because if we can't take care of ourselves, we can help somebody else.
Mhm. And if you can't take care of yourself and place value in yourself, what makes you think that man, that woman, your children, your spouse, your friends, come on now, call the roll, right? The ministry leader, right? What's going to place value on you? What? No,
Yeah.
I place value on me. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Whether you like it or not, right? That's not you're not my concern there. Because I gotta be held, I gotta hold myself accountable to God and to me.
Mm.
I place value on me. I don't matter what you think of me. Oh, she thinks she no. I place value. I respect me enough.
Ooh, come on.
I do. And but I had to learn that, Jen.
Yes.
I have some scars
Yes.
to show, right? But and if you falter, if fall, get back up again and tell yourself, no, I place value on me. Yes, I do.
Mm.
Yes, I
Mm.
do. Robin, you place value on you. You're not going to let him, her, or anybody else talk to you, speak
Ooh.
to you any old kind of way, right? You're
Mm.
not going to let
Mm.
people come up in your presence, right? In your space and say what they want to say, how they want to say. No, I place value. Uh, we can table this conversation and then we can come back to it. I don't have to be rude. I don't have to be disrespectful. I don't have to do the net thing, right? But you know what? Could we just table this? And then
Yes.
tabling it gives us both time to start thinking,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
About and how we want to approach a matter or an issue, right? But no.
Yes.
So I will end here by saying place value this week. Do one thing, identify and say, you know what? I'm placing value on me.
Mm.
Just this week. Just this week.
Friends, we have homework. Um, yes, I have been guilty of being an enabler. Sis, you are not alone. We have all been there, but as she shared, we just got to get back up and try again. And once we identify it, then we know how to move accordingly. If we identify it and keep doing it, then we got a problem. But we want to identify it and see where we want to detour or go a different way to help them be enabled to do it without us. Yeah, she said, hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Mm. You, Robin, all right. let's go to She Shines. What is She Shines? How can people connect? What is it that you do with She Shines? Because I'm trying to value myself over here. And you said that's all you will say. So I'm gonna let it ride for a little bit. But if it comes back up again,
That's okay.
so what is She Shines?
She Shines is a premier women empowerment conference, right? We govern ourselves. Our foundation is based on the word of God, right? Now, let me pause there because some people say, "Oh, well, I'm not a Christian. I don't ascribe to the Christian faith." That is our foundation. And in God's word, he commands us to love people, right? Not just our own, right? To engage with other people, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
so I wanted to pause there because I wanted to kind of bring clarity to those who may be watching and say, well, that the She Shines is not for me. I can't support it or I can't be a sponsor. No. Because it's bigger than that, right? I love the conference. And let me tell you, it was birthed, as I mentioned earlier, 2018, I was diagnosed with cancer on my bed of affliction. Couldn't get from point A to B just to go to the bathroom. I couldn't eat, lost all my hair, the whole 9 yards. And while I was laying there, as they would say, on my bed of affliction, didn't know if that was my last breath. I'll never, ever forget this.
Yes.
Never. God said that you will live, Robin, and not die to proclaim the goodness of the Lord, to show forth my goodness. And that's when it was actually conceived while I was in, quote, pain.
Mm-hmm.
In the state where I was at my wit's end. Come on, somebody's going to hear me. My lowest state, God gave me a word. Didn't look like it, certainly didn't feel like it, right? Couldn't move the whole 9 yards, but that's what he said to me. And in 2019, while recovering, that's when I decided, with the help of two of my friends, right? And that's when I shared with them the vision and said, let's do it.
Yes.
Robin, you can do it. Now, I have to give credit to where credit is due. As I mentioned, Shine is my maiden name. And I had this long title for the conference, right? I was too wordy, right? As I was told. That's too many. From the pulpit to the pew, the public sphere, I was coming up with all kinds of stuff, right? And my dear friend, Mr. PJ, he was sitting in my office along with a dear friend, Janae Ayers. And they were laughing at me as I was coming up trying to come up with the title of the name. And PJ said, hit my desk, Miss Robin, no. And he said, She Shines. And I'm like, oh my God. And then he began to share how that came, how he thought of that. And he said, Robin, because that's a reflection of you and who you are. Miss Robin, you were shining, talking to everybody through Facebook, sharing your journey, your stories, always encouraging people. And here you are on your bed of affliction, right? Didn't know we was going to make it to the next day. And you were shining through social media. So that's how it came about. And so I'm so excited about this conference. It's based on 3 core pillars, and that is social justice and voting rights. As you guys know, got that honestly, right? Health, wellness, and safety, and then spiritual enrichment. Those are 3 core pillars, right? So again, I just call on my folks, my friends, my people, quote, in high places, the movers and shakers, right? In the community, whether in corporate America, in the entertainment, said, listen, I need I need you to be at this conference to speak, to pour into these women, right? And I want to be very clear about something. And that is, it's not like they're the big eyes and we're the little U's. No. We're women. We're going to share our experiences, right? We're going to share our knowledge, and you're going to impart impart into them information and knowledge, a wealth of knowledge, right? So it can bless them. So they not only bless them, what I mean by bless, so they can apply it in their lives, right? Because there are some people that I am blessed to know that others do not know, right?
Yes.
And say, hey, how can I bring these people together, right? So it can be an exchange, right? And an exchange and fellowship, an exchange and information, an exchange of, enhancing our awareness. And so that's basically what She Shines Conference is all about, bringing the women together to exchange, to impart in each other's lives. One of the things I say when I have been asked about what is so unique about She Shines Conference, that is, and I love the fact that those who I have invited to participate, right, they just don't speak and leave. They engage with the attendees, whether they're eating lunch or drinking their coffee, right, in the hallway where all the vendors and resource tables are, right? They act, whether sitting in another session, supporting other presenters and being right there in the midst. I love that engagement. Right? So both walk away, knowing someone that they never knew before, right? Having getting information that they were not aware of before, right? And then also for the presenters, it helps them in their practice, in their field, in their profession, because they can go back and say, you know what? We got to keep doing the work in healthcare. We got to continue to vote and get people to register to vote, right? Because I just met a group of women within a midst, in an environment full of women, and I'm hearing their needs, and I'm hearing how, some things that are working, some things that are not working. So now, now they're advocates. For the people who they came in contact with, right? Yes, that's what it's all about. She shines. You shine. I'm Oprah now. You shine, and I couldn't care less whether you are a CEO or a crossing guard, a stay-at-home mom. You're just integrating back into the community. It doesn't matter, because you know what? I see this, honestly, and I'm getting teary-eyed. I see this as a form of evangelism and discipling women, right? I see this as another way of letting our light shine before women, before men. So when they say, Robin, how do you do this? Or, Jen, how do you do this? Or how do you know that? Right? And we all give glory to God. That's it.
Yes.
Right? We can say, God bless me. No, it wasn't hard, but when I was down and out, He came through for me. I had cancer. And I stand here today because of God's healing. It was not miraculous healing. He used those doctors. He used those nurses. He used the medication. He provided, even before I knew the doctors, the surgeons, He provided a way so they could go to school, not years ago, not knowing that they were going to come in contact with to heal her. Come on, Lyle. That's what I'm talking about, right? Yes. So I'm telling, it's so empowering, and I get so excited about She Shines. And let me tell you something. When I first started, I'm like, Lord, how am I going to do this? I said, because what it takes now, I'm used to doing events, and I said, but and it costs. Let's not get it twisted. Conferences cost. I couldn't care less how large or small it costs, right? And God said to me, Jen, build it, and they will come. Now, let me tell you something about the they. The they was, I'm thinking that they were the people who would register to come to the conference. So they, for me, meant women registering for the conference. How short-sighted I was. Because it wasn't until later on that God said that they also included the sponsors, baby. Sponsors.
Come on.
Here, I just limit the they to the registrants, the attendees.
Yes.
God had His ways are not our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts, right?
Yes.
And so that they meant the attendees and the sponsors, our
Yes.
community supporters. I'm telling you what we said earlier. You got to be careful what you sow. You reap what you sow. Lord,
Yes.
little did I know. I love what I do and connect to people and not knowing, right, that
Yes.
how it was going to come back, how what was harvesting from that.
Mm.
And so I'm excited about that. I
Yes.
really am. And so here we go. November 4th, you heard it here on Jen Cares live broadcast. November
Yes.
4th, we're going hosting our 4th annual She Shines conference.
Yes.
I'm so
Woo.
excited about it. And the other big news is, let me tell you, I get so tickled now because last year was our third, hear me, people, our
Yes.
third conference, our third
Yes.
conference.
Yes.
Little did I know, talking about the significance of numbers, that immediately after that conference, there was something just stirring in my stomach, in my spirit, and it had to do with young women. Listen, folks, had to do with young women. I'm like, Lord, oh, wait a minute, I got enough on my plate. What are you saying? What are you saying? And that was that Saturday night. That Monday evening, I was on the phone with one of the young adult women who participated in our conference, right? On the young, and you were one of the 4 or 5 ladies that participated, young adults who spoke, did your at the session. And after a long period on the telephone with this young lady, I said, I know I'm not making sense, but something is happening. God wants me to do something with the young ladies. And here, what was birthed was our She Sisters on the Rise.
Yes.
I said, well, let me say it correctly. Sisters on the Rise who shine.
Yes.
And God spoke to me and he said, I want you to identify 6. Here we go to number 6. 6 young women. Invite them, tell them about Sister on the Rise, even though it wasn't all clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
And invite them and ask them would they like to participate in this pilot initiative, Jen. This pilot initiative. And every woman, young adult that I reached out to, they all said yes. Now, here's the funny thing about it, right? I did not tell, when I called them individually, when I reached out to them individually, I did not let them know who else I reached out to.
Mm-hmm.
What they did not know, but what I knew was that the ladies that I reached out to were the ladies who participated in our conference that this past year and the year before last. Now, remember I said 3.
Yes.
Good God from Zion. 3, third trimester, your 3rd year doing this, Robin. And now you just given birth to a pilot initiative and engaging with young adult women.
Yes.
3 years, 3rd trimester.
Yes.
And look what was birthed.
Yes.
And I'm so excited to tell everyone who's watching that we have Jennifer Harris as one of our She's on the Rise sisters. And we have Boomy, and we have a Raven, and we have Kayla, we have Dion, and did I mention? And oh my gosh, and Levon.
Yes.
6 young women who have participated in the past the 3 of our conferences, right? Over the 3 years, and now God has launched them. Talk about a plan and a purpose, because now they have their own She's on the Rise pilot initiative. We're walking them through this whole season, right? Preparing them, engaging with them, having conversations with them. And I look at it as like an empowerment, a young adult women's empowerment leadership program. I am so excited, right? And let me tell you guys that's listening, oh no, they just don't sit back and just receive. Y'all better
Yes.
come on to November 4th because they get
Yes.
a significant part in our She Shines conference. This
Yes.
one is what I call the modern day, the 2023 and moving forward, the Titus 2 woman.
Yes.
For those who don't know about the Titus 2 woman, Titus 2, right? God has the older women, seasoned women, not just in age, but the seasoned women to mentor, to influence, to engage, to walk alongside our younger women and pour into them. So I'm so excited because now I don't call, those who are part of, who come on the, on the calls and everything. They're not, we don't call them mentors. I came up, there's me trying to be hip and cool in today's, language, right? So slang. So the women who pour into these young ladies, I call them the influencers. Like, you get it? Social media, y'all was supposed to laugh like, ha ha ha, we got it, Miss. Okay, right? So these are our seasoned women influencers, right? And all we want to do is to continue to influence them in the right path as they go and pursue their purpose for their lives. Because the truth of the matter is, and you talk about not being stingy, I don't know what the Lord in the future, what will become of this, but I know I can't do this, number one, by myself, right?
Mhm.
And number two, what's so important is leaving a legacy. And
Yes.
so in order to leave a legacy, you got to create. You got to create.
Yep.
So we got 6 women. 6 is the number of woman, right? Y'all
Yes.
6 women. Folks, they are engaged, and I'm so excited that they said yes. I really am. Who knows? The sky is the limit. Think big, man. Think big. We're here to support you all. So She Shines Conference. I listen. That's my heart. That's my baby. I know. And it's let me say this. Celebrating Sisterhood is the name of our organization.
Yes.
The 501c3. And under Celebrating Sisterhood is our signature conference, She Shines. So listen, start telling the folks now, get ready, because I'm telling you, November 4th, same place, New Covenant Church, up in Mount Airy, Chestnut Hill area. Listen, meet us there, and we'll continue to share information as we continue to plan out our conference. But thank you for even allowing me to talk about and to share and tell the folks about the She Shines conference.
Yes.
And I appreciate that. And I really do. That's my baby. That's my heart. I start getting really excited about that.
And friends, as Grace said, she shared the women of Berean Baptist Church were wonderfully blessed through the conference 2022. And again, it has been amazing. I've been honored to be featured in the last 2 years. I wasn't in the first year, but I was in the next 2. I was like, this is really nice. And she kept asking me back. I said, you're doing something good. And when we're talking about community, like, you get to be connected with so many other amazing women that are doing great things on the front line, sideline, back line. And you get to find out some resources and community balls. It's a wealth of knowledge in that place, okay? All of the community tables and some vendors going on. And if you have any things, you're able to like share your merch and things of that and products and things. But it's also just so refreshing to get that support and that connection of others and to know, hey, I'm not in this by myself. Somebody else, could be encouraged. And again, talking about their voting, because we need to make sure we're knowledgeable on that. And some other topics that sometimes we're talking about but not talking about. So friends, yes, great location for the conference. Convenient parking. It's a parking lot. You don't have to pay for parking. It's very nice. They serve lunch, when you get your tickets. I'm telling you, it's the place to be in November 4th. So check us out. Check us out. And I'll be sure to continue to post as it does get closer. So again, it's going to be amazing. Robin, what's something that you want our viewers to walk away with? You just said, oh, baby, she's going to get you to vote, as we should. And an informed vote, okay?
Absolutely. Yeah. From the pulpit to the public square. Amen. Amen. We got to get outside the church walls, a brick and mortar, right?
Yes.
And we got to go beyond that, right? Go into the community, right?
Yes.
That's where the people are, right?
Yes.
We get fed inside, but we go out. What we were fed with, now we feed. We give out.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what I would like to share, you know what, it's so many things, but you know what, I just want discover, identify your purpose. Don't get frustrated if you don't know what that is right now. Ask the Lord, consult with others, right? Do some research, right? You will discover, you will know what it is, right? And just go ahead and pursue it, no matter what. Do not allow circumstances, obstacles, barriers to stop you from living the life that you were called to live. Go through it, learn from it, sit in it, and while you're sitting in it, remind yourself of your value. Remind yourself that you are valuable. And what lessons can you learn from that? Right? And lastly, in the midst of counselors, there's safety.
Mm.
Be wise and who you consult with, but in the midst of counselors, there's safety. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I enjoyed this. I'm so tickled pink that one of our She Rise sisters invited me and interviewed me. I'm tired. This is the first, so I'm so excited about it, and I look forward to this journey that God has us on together at this time,
Yes.
and in this season, Jen.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how we connected because
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
came across your show when you were
Yes.
interviewing one of my dearest friends, right? And so I
Mhm.
just want to say thank you
Yes.
so much. And I learned from you.
Oh,
I,
thank
I, oh,
you.
I, oh, I have learned, especially our last Zoom meeting. Did it, quit it, said it, Miss Robin, right?
Yeah.
But,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
but that's what it's all about, so we can grow together
Yeah.
and wherever God is leading us. And should our ways separate only because we're heading down a different path, but
Mhm.
we will unite again.
Yeah.
That I know, if not
Yes.
here on earth,
Yes. For
up in
sure.
heaven,
For
for sure,
sure.
for
Yes.
sure. And
Oh,
so, may the works that I do, may the life that I live, let it speak for me.
yeah.
I do. And I love what I do. So thank you once again. And to those who tune in and chatted or what is it, chat? I'm learning
Yeah.
this, folks. I'm learning this.
Comment,
Okay.
like,
The
share, all of
comments,
that.
yeah,
Mhm.
all that, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And let's continue to support our young adult women and men, but
Mhm.
our young women. Let's love on them. Don't just say it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just continue on your purpose, discover your purpose, identify, and then walk in it. And when you falter, when you fall, get back up
Get
and
back up.
continue to pursue.
Mm, mm. I thank you so much for joining us. We wish you a great, great evening, and I will keep my friends updated on She Shines for 2023.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Okay, have a
Oh,
great.
you too. Oh my goodness. I hope that you all enjoyed that. That was so good. As always, I had my notes. That don't get hung up in the time frame. I'm taking that one. Ride the process. That was good. Then she said, don't be stingy. Okay. All right. That was good. Then she said the ball. She said boundaries, organize, order, structure, and systems. We gotta have that in place, friends. That thou shalt not. We got to put those boundaries in place. And then that I place value on me. Mm. So good. All of it was good. All of it was good. Don't forget our quote of the day. Your very being means that you have purpose. Your very being means that you have purpose. Also, don't forget our Black History tribute. We talked about Gerald Anderson Lawson. Jerry led the team that developed the first home video gaming system with interchangeable cartridges, paving the way for the future systems like Atari and Super Nintendo. Jerry, we salute you. As always, if you have an idea you would like to be a guest, be sure to email us at info@chosencounselors.com to share that topic or to share some guest ideas so that we can be sure to connect with them to share with the community. The meetup, we are still out here doing great things. The meetup is a connection for purpose-minded people that provide support and accountability. Our next meetup is happening this month. We're going to, I believe, is White Dog Cafe for brunch. It's going to be nice. We're going to find out how we're doing. Let me show my face. We're going to find out how we're doing on our goals and things, what we have set up for this year to do, so that when December gets here, we knocked it out the park, okay? So if you want to be a part of the meetup, you could go right to our website, chozencounselors.com, to sign up. Be sure to join us next week as we will have Tyra for Financial Balls. Friends, we are being a boss in every area of our life. We started off with business balls. Tonight was community balls, and next week will be financial balls. And we're closing out with mental balls. So friends, if you missed one, go check it out again. I hope that you have enjoyed it tonight. Thank you so much. You said very good, and I'm sure that's sentiments of many that tuned in tonight. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I love you all for real. Until next time, good night. I can't do my thing. My light is, let me see. I'm going to do my I love you. Here we go. I love you. See you next time. Good night.
Friends, we thank you for joining Jen Cares this week. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Unable to watch us live? Be sure to find us on your favorite podcast platform. You can also visit our website, chozencounselors.com. That's Chozen with a Z, so that you can stay in the know and most of all, never miss a show. If you found value in this episode, we'd appreciate you sharing it with a friend. Most of all, be sure to tune in for our next episode next Monday at 8 p.m. right here as we specialize in bringing the community to you.